it comes to, you know, that conversation of the GOATs, right, where you say you have them second. As players, we try to understand what is the criteria that is being used, because usually the players, top five, very different from medias.
Okay. And that's fair.
And it's we try to understand what is the criteria for you guys, because obviously it's very different from us, because we're in the Lions Den, so we know who is better than who. We gauge the value of their team, the players, versus their success. So we know, like, okay, you have this team. We know you don't supposed to win. We're tripling you.
Right.
How are you performing?
Right.
Right. So we gauge stuff like that. That's why our list is a little different. So, you know, for the most part, what is the criteria that media is being used or
I don't know.
using?
I think that's a legitimate question, and I don't think there's one definitive answer to that, to be in fairness to you. And I think that one of the great things about this podcast is that no matter how we feel, when y'all open y'all mouth and y'all start talking basketball, and I got to give Kenyon love for this too, because Kenyon's always been a serious brother. He means what he says, and he says what he means. And even if he's wrong, it comes from an edified place. He ain't speaking ignorantly. He's making points. It's just that sometimes you agree or you don't agree with him. But he's a Rough Rider, and I got mad respect for him. I think it's important to understand that when we look at Jordan, for example, we look at 6 finals, 6 MVPs, unblemished in that championship round, never allowing a Game 7 to take place. We've seen in one pressurized moment after another where he answered the call. We look at Kobe. He's a 5-time champion. You have a lot of people out there that put him ahead of LeBron because of that. I think Kobe was a killer, God rest his soul. The brother he'd be somebody that he'd give it to you. And not to say that he didn't play defense, because obviously, you know, in his prime, he was an elite defender. The flip side to it, however, is that when you're playing with Shaq and the rest of the crew, and then ultimately Gasol and Bynum and the rest of the crew, you had a crew. When you struggled, you really, really struggled. That was never LeBron. See, when you look at LeBron took that team to the finals, and then you get swept by San Antonio. But you saw what he did. Right. Everywhere he's been, teams have elevated. So you can't take that away from him, because he's 6'9", he's 260, because he can play inside and out, because he can be, you know, lethal in the open court, because he could step things up defensively, because of so many things that he brought to his arsenal, and how he would create mismatches, which I think is one of the things that he's done better than most.